on a journey through deep space, trapped in a war. Two pirates fight the good fight, armed with only 6 strings and some pretty bitchin' beards. It's time for your weekly dose of pirate madness. You're now listening to the Guitar Pirates Podcast.
It's the beginning of the week, and you know what that means. It's time for your weekly music news, guitar gear, and facial hair support club show. I'm your host, Josh Jones.
And I'm your co-host, Jim Steger.
Everybody, welcome to episode 61.
Crazy.
Holy cow. We were doing that same thing at episode 6.
Right.
But episode 61, holy cow. How does time fly? Happy Memorial Day, everybody. And I don't think we said this the last episode. It was kind of a downer. But our hearts and prayers go out to the people of Texas.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think we mentioned that before, and we don't want to seem like we're just overlooking that. Hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to the people of Texas. But with that being said, guys, Namm is around the corner. So many highlightable releases, things we will discuss on this week's show. Maybe a little bit of a Namm rundown for our main event.
Always. Anything Namm.
We have a little bit of a Namm rundown. There's some things that I want to highlight there. Maybe we'll throw out some of our predictions. Some things we might like to see.
Do we have enough time?
Yes,
How long's your camera?
Yes, we do. We have enough time because we are here for you. Guys, it's your Guitar Pirates Podcast. Welcome to episode 61. Your weekly music news, guitar gear, and your facial hair support club slow. Brought to you by Analog Pedals, Beard Grooming, and Mean Beard. Hit their respective websites. Tell them the Pirates sent you. Save yourself some dollars at checkout. Dirty Laundry, Jim, you got anything worth a damn?
Just the fact that I cut about 6 inches of my face off.
Jim's ears have been lowered.
I couldn't
Looks
stand.
good. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, I
You know what I mean?
Just after you start ripping it out
Yeah.
one after another, it's like, you know what? I'm done.
Yep, it happens.
It'll grow back. I'll grow it back by winter. By winter
You
time,
can make
it'll
it
be
look
back.
good as it sits. There's nothing wrong.
I did it myself. There's a little stuff that it needs to be.
Little meandering.
I need to taper my ends, as we like to
Yes.
say.
You close your hasp.
But yeah, it's nice. Just
Other than that, also, let's give it up, guys, wherever you're at. If you're working hard this week, just think about old Jim, because he is on vacation.
I was gonna start tomorrow, but I'm being
Hiding.
lazy.
So we're cutting the show just a little early. We're going to try to get on track on the regular schedule and update it at the beginning of the week. Because, well, that's what we were shooting for, and sometimes it just, past few weeks, it hadn't been working out.
We'll never go later than a Tuesday.
No, we don't need to go
Ever.
later than Tuesday. Guys, that's going to be it for Dirty Laundry. I don't really have anything else. If something comes up, I'll bring it up down the line. But yo, you're right, this time's down. I'm trying to get these timestamps down just for you guys. I keep trying to remember. That's my new thing to remember. But guys, let's jump into a little bit of this date music. This one ought to make y'all happy. Happy birthday, T-Bone Walker. I believe that's a big B.B. King influence. B.B.
Yeah.
King loved T-Bone Walker. Happy birthday, Papa John Creech. Happy birthday, Tony Mansfield. Happy birthday, Billy Vera. Happy birthday, Gladys Knight. What a day. Happy birthday, John Fogerty.
Who's Fogerty? He's got to be pushing 80. Close. Getting up there.
1945.
So. Getting up there. 77.
Happy birthday, Roland Gift. Happy birthday, Gavin Harrison. That's it for the birthdays.
All right.
Let's jump into this day, what happened this day in music. But if you guys are new here, this is only our 3rd episode to the YouTube. If you're new here on this day in music, we like to figure out what has happened. But we also like to search some arrests.
Which you know what I noticed? If we do a record on a Friday or a Saturday, it's loaded. Tuesdays hasn't been very kind to us.
Nobody does anything on Tuesdays.
Hasn't been kind to us.
Nobody does anything. It's always the weekend.
Yep.
So hopefully we can do it. We always reserve the right to go forward today or backward today, just to see if we can find anything good. But let's start at the top. Rolling Stones, the BBC received over 8,000 postal applications for tickets for the Rolling Stones' forthcoming appearance on the British TV show Jukebox Jury. 66, Percy Sledge started a 2-week run at #1 in the U.S. singles charts, When a Man Loves a Woman.
That song hits.
It does.
It's one of the greatest opening lines.
Yeah.
Just right out the gate. Bang!
68, Creedence Clearwater Revival released their debut album. The band had played for years at the Golly Wings. Saul Zauntes, who had bought Fantasy Records, offered the band a chance to record an album on the condition they changed their name. The album features an 8-minute version of the Dale Hawkins song Susie Q. And it happens.
Yeah, boy.
69, Marianne Faithfull and Rolling Stone Mick Jagger were arrested at their London home and charged with possession of cannabis. They were later both released on £50 or $85 bail.
I was about to say, let me guess, cannabis. Mick Jagger has been. I don't know. That's probably like 10.
Yeah, that he's up there. He's up there. If we don't have an official tally, but man, him or Ozzy,
and the Beatles.
And the Beatles.
A lot of the Beatles.
A lot of Beatles.
A lot of Beatles stuff. And Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison.
Here's something. 76, the Allman Brothers Band temporarily disbanded after Guy Gallman testified against Scooter Herring, his personal road manager who was charged with drug trafficking. Herring was subsequently sentenced to 75 years in prison. An album of previously unreleased live material was issued later in the year under the title Wipe the Windows, Check the Oil, Dollar Gas.
Jeez.
77, Sting. Sting, Stuart Copeland, and Andy Summers played together for the first time when they performed as part of Mike Howlett's band Strontium 90 in Paris, France. That would go on to be the Police. Hell of a lineup.
And that would go on to be the last time he was the only man known as Sting. Steve Borden, baby.
Got to pay the man, Steve Borden. You are the man.
You are the man,
dude. Got you good, boy. Got you good.
Talk about getting fleeced,
dude. 90, Mitch Mitchell, former drummer with the Jimi Hendrix Experience, took out a high court action against Private Eye magazine over an alleged defamatory item. That's not there. Me. 2000, This Don't Take You Back. Britney Spears was at #1 on the U.S. album charts with Oops, I Did It Again.
We all remember that.
We all remember.
Don't lie. I know every one of you.
Yeah.
All the gentlemen that are in their mid-30s, you were searching the internet, you dirty scoundrels, you.
2015, Michael Jackson's former home Neverland Ranch was listed for sale for $100 million.
But the price that it sold for is unreal.
It doesn't say what it's sold for, but we can fact check that though. Let me write that down.
It was in the 20s. Oh yeah, I can fact check that right now.
Neverland Ranch. Just fact checking, guys. Not always going to be perfect audio or perfect here on the Guitar Parts podcast, but we are running hard here on episode 61 just for you. Let's get through a little bit of this day in music. We got two more. Motorhead's Ace of Spades was named greatest gambling song of all time, with Lady Gaga's Poker Face voted into second place. Thank you, Jesus.
That's our boy.
That's our boy right there. If you guys haven't checked this out, check out a book by our boy Mark Irwin, Motorhead, The Rise of the Loudest Band in the World, where you can check out some old episodes of ours where we interview Mark Irwin about the book. Awesome book, awesome graphic novel. Check it out wherever you get books. It's a good read.
You ready?
Okay.
Fact check on the spot. Neverland Ranch sold for $22 million.
So, wow. It sold for $22 million. It was listed for $100 million.
But being that it's Neverland Ranch, if whoever bought it, we're not going to go deep into it. They can turn that into another Graceland, and they can make
that back.
Oh, easy. Oh, it'd be quick.
Easy.
But they'd have to put the train back together. There's some stuff that they would have to do.
Mm-hmm.
All the Ferris wheels and
they
stuff.
use the theaters that are there.
Oh yeah.
You know.
But that house, I don't know if you've ever seen any videos on that house. It creeps me out.
A little.
There's something about it just creeps me out.
It's been a minute that since I've seen it, but yeah.
I have no idea why it does, but it's just the layout of the house just creeps me out.
Oh, that's it for this day in music. Great little rundown. Heck, we had an arrest. Chuck one up from Mick Jagger and just a little bit of cannabis. Cannabis, y'all. 2022, what times are we living in? But hey, let's jump in to some Jim's Metal Minute. Jim's Metal Minute!
And welcome to Jim's Metal Minute. I think I got a pretty good segment for this Metal Minute. Since there isn't one, I mean there may be one, but Jim's Metal Minute is now going Hall of Fame. And I have 6 inductees that I'm going to bring in here. And I do want some feedback. Think of metal or hard rock. It doesn't have to be, strictly. So if even like Motorhead, what would your thoughts be? Would you put them in a Metal Hall of Fame? Yes, exactly. They are not in the first class. You should probably know the big 3 that are in the first class. If you don't know, you will know, and you should know. You should already know. Who's the number 1?
Well, run it down, Jim. That's why we're here.
Well, I was gonna see if you could guess. You would already know. Black Sabbath, number 1. Who else wouldn't that be? Black Sabbath, number 1. First inductee, Hall of Fame. Jim's Metal Minute, Hall of Fame. Number 2, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. There's no argument with these 3 here. I know there may be some scoffing at 2 of them that I put up there, but start your own Hall of Fame.
Start your own damn Hall of Fame.
Number 3, the mighty Judas Priest. The metal screamer himself, the Lord of Holy Hell.
The former Beard of the Week alum.
Yes. Helford's got a hell of a beard now. Hell of a beard. Number 4. This is where people will start, but you have to think visually. When I went through this, I thought visually, impact, and
the impact alone.
And the impact and who they produced as far as bands after them. Kiss, number 4. What's more metal? Pioneers. It's like, yes, looking back on it now, their music isn't the heaviest, but back in the 70s, good Lord, I mean, they were crazy.
Yeah, when you have everything from like toothbrushes to underwear to popsicles, Tommy would know.
Yeah, Gene Simmons is.
You know.
Say what you want. You can call him an asshole or you want. Gene Simmons is a genius. He's a marketing genius.
Yeah.
You got a Kiss casket, for God's sakes. All right. Number 4. Or number 5. We're in 5. Deep Purple. Not the heaviest, but Richie Blackmore, just one of the arsenals of guitar.
It's like, the thing is, too, with some of this stuff, names change after a while.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How, like, things, like, the way they, not to harken on anything we talked about before, but the way they used the term pop back in the day.
Oh, of course.
The
yeah,
way
yeah,
they
yeah.
used the term metal back in the day. It was completely flipped on its head to what it is now.
Oh, yeah. And they were metal back then.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no doubt about it. And number 6. This is an entry. If you would listen to this band, you would think it's an early Metallica, Diamond Head. And if you don't know who Diamond Head is, there's a lot of people that probably don't know who Diamond Head is.
It's the local Chinese restaurant here in town.
That is true. We're not trying to rip off their name, image, and likeness. But Diamond Head, if you heard the song Metallica, "Am I Evil?" I know I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. That is a Diamond Head song. For a long time, I thought that was Metallica song, like the churn of us did. It is Diamond Head, and I had to put them in there because their influence is massive through the thrash scene. So that is the first prestigious 6 members. That is prestigious. We're working with a low budget here. It's like,
we got a big budget around here, guys.
we got a little budget but big words. So, sometimes you got to put big words to make it sound better. Prestigious just sounds great.
It churches it up.
Just wait till you see what I have in mind for the Wall of Fame. Sticker it up, baby. But shout out Black Sabbath.
I think if we do that right, it'll look like an old high school notebook.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I thought it would look so good.
If we do it right, I think it can.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It would look so good, a collage of sorts. But shout out,
it'll work.
Shout out, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Kiss, Deep Purple, and the one and only Diamond Head. And please, feedback. Of course, you should know who the next people coming in is, but if there's somebody from the 70s that I didn't mention, somebody from the early 80s that is not of the big 4 of sorts or the big 5, please send us a message. Who would you want to see put in here? I want to do this the end of the month just for a little bit so I get a nice class going, and then we'll do it quarterly after that. I just wanted to get a good size class.
Yeah, because if you do a Hall of Fame too much, it's going to be more like a warehouse of fame.
Oh yeah. I hear you. But this is what I was thinking, because I had your same thoughts, but I thought I need to build up the class. That way we get the big names out of the way, and then that's whenever it's like we got names coming out of left field, So then we'll do it quarterly. But the next 3 end of the months, gonna be putting more prestigious bands in Jim's Metal Minute Hall of Fame.
Yo, we missed a little bit before we jumped in here, but let's jump in and pay some bills just for a second. See if I can hit this transition just right. Head on over to Analog Pedals, analogpedals.com. Straight out of Kentucky, they make guitar pedals for the Kentucky guitar superstars. Chris Robertson of Blackstone Cherry, Greg Martin of Kentucky Headhunters, if I can get the name right, Boone Froggatt of Otis. He makes everything from XS drives, clones, tube screamer clones, tremolos, Univibe style pedals, Echoplex preamp pedals. You name it, he's got it. And if he doesn't have it, he'll make it for you. Head on over to analogpedals.com, hit him up. Mr. Jeff, we love you. Thank you very much for contributing to the show, being a wonderful show sponsor. Shout out to you, brother.
We're both dying to see that Explorer. Just saying.
Yeah, I wonder how that has come along. I need to message him and see if he'll
I hope it's done.
give me some photos. I've been really talking about this. Reminds me of a guy from Fellows Guitars in Carthage. He said his shop's getting really close. Says he's got an open house coming up.
Oh boy.
That would be interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
So, shout out to Fellows as well. Definitely not sponsored by Fellows Guitars, but reminded me of that.
That's something that's been on the back of our brain for a long
Guys, if you
time.
think of anything, if you've been a loyal listener for a while, if you think of anything fun that we could do, we need to bring in more makers, more pedal makers. Do we need to bring in more random guests? Do we need to do fun things, more giveaways, whatever we need to do? Hit us up on the socials, Guitar Price Podcast on Instagram and Facebook.
And if you pick all those, okay.
Wait, oh yes, and the YouTube channel as well. Don't forget to subscribe, especially if you're watching this right now.
Smash that like button too.
Hit the bell for notifications as well. You guys, Analog Pedals, wonderful show sponsor. Thank you, Jeff. But let's jump into some news, because we've got... What do we got? Some news.
Some zingers this
got some heaters this week. One thing I want to say before I get in. Mark Hoppus, cancer-free and enjoying a wonderful wedding in Italy, which is very awesome to see.
Oh, of course.
May have been a Kardashian wedding, but I'm not worried about who's getting married. I'm just more happy for Mark.
Yes.
That's one thing I think we discussed, and I think anybody can get on that kind of sentiment.
And he's referring to the Travis Barker is the one who got married to a Kardashian.
But speaking of Mark Hoppus, a new spin on the record deal, Versewire, launches with Blink-182, Mark Hoppus, and Fall Out Boy's Pete Wentz. Veeps founder, CEO of Sherry City, and veteran music manager Nick Littman serve as principals. To pioneer more artist-friendly live streaming paradigm as the co-founder of COO Veeps, which sold to Live Nation at an 8-figure valuation in 2021, Sherry now has her sights set on disrupting a major-level business model. Veteran music manager Nick Littman and Blink-182 Mark Hoppus have teamed to launch Versewire, which will utilize a venture capital approach to help artists make money and grow their businesses without going into debt while doing so. Somewhat in the vein of the long-running TV show Shark Tank, Versewire, which also counts Fall Out Boy's Pete Wentz as strategic advisor, will make custom investments into both new and established acts depending on their needs, while also working directly with these partners as an incubator to dial in everything from distribution, sponsorships, artist development, and Web 3.0 strategy. Rather than not making any money until they've paid back a large advance from a label, artists will instead participate immediately in other revenue streams with Versewire and keep majority ownership of their masters. The equity split will be based on when we think we'll break even and at what percentage, and at what's fair to the artists. They'll always keep the lion's share because we're treating artists as entrepreneurs for the first time ever. Big article on Variety.com. Goes pretty deep. Talks about Hoppus and Wentz on the team. I think this might be something kind of big.
It should shake up the.
I mean,
should
if
rattle
it has
some.
enough behind it.
It could rattle some
the next
big corporations.
Next Napster thing.
Right.
It's crazy.
There's no reason. It's like I understand that these big record companies put out money But if you sign somebody to a $1 million record deal, they pay back that $1 million, and then you make like $55 million off them, and they don't get any money of it. I don't understand that. Chevelle, good example. They've made $75 million for the record company. They got none of it, for the most part. I'm sure they got something.
It says First Wire is on the verge of signing 4 more artists and is also in conversation with top acts in non-rock genres to come aboard as A&R mentors and advisors. We can handle it all, quote, and the resources will be tailored, she enthuses. Our goal is to build the next multi-platinum worldwide sensations while also taking care of established artists that major labels just don't care about or service properly. Ooh,
Wow.
that's big quotes.
Right?
I would think if you've got a little bit behind you, this might be a way to go.
Right.
Especially nowadays. Nobody wants to have to give up control of their asset or something they've created.
See, that's what I don't understand. I could see taking a percentage of your masters, but yes, you put the money up and it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
And I know not like every company's like that. I'm sure there's got to be some good record companies out there. Maybe your lower end, multi-billion-dollar corporations.
But still, we kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Something catered for the musicians.
Finally.
It's exactly. That's the words. Finally. But regardless, it's still pretty awesome. But let's keep it moving. Got a little Jackson Guitars update, with it being Namm.
Oof.
Jackson updates its X series with a slew of freshly finished soloists, Dinky, Warrior, Kelly, and Rhodes models. 2 new look bass guitars have also been introduced to the range, which also boasts new pickup configurations and bodywood options.
I like those dinkies.
Leaning heavily on visual, the drop sees a host of new looks from the camo soloists, Rhodes models to eye-popping neon dinkies, and even a Ferrari red Kelly. Baritone X Series soloist, X Series dinky,
The reversed headstock.
reverse headstock, pink pickups, Floyd Rose, pink Jackson logo.
Not for me.
Looks like something John Mayer would buy.
Yeah.
Jackson X Series Rhodes in like a digital camo.
Oh, wow.
X Series Kelly and Ferrari red.
That looks good. The red.
X Series
G.
Warrior.
It's not a Gus G model.
No. Just says X Series Warrior.
I think that's what he plays, Gus G.
Jackson X Series Concert Bass. Spectra Bass. That's it, but there's just new colors. Really lots of new colors. Still,
So
Jackson, still keeping it strong. Doing something new every year.
I'd like to get another Jackson, because that blue one that we both had was good.
Solid guitar.
Solid, but it just didn't have the mojo.
I think I would want Charvel.
We've both talked about those for so long.
I would do a Charvel.
Which would probably be just as good.
I think it would, now that they're all under the same umbrella,
Right?
there's some Jacksons out there that look just like Fenders now.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which look just like Charvels.
Right.
So, it's crazy. But guys, if you're wanting a Charvel or a Jackson, let us know what the hell you want. Hit us up on the Socials Guitar Parts Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, and here on the YouTube. Leave us a comment down below. What the hell do you want, or what are you playing? Lord knows it's just Telecasters for me.
And I have a gangle of different things. Mostly Deans. Lots of Deans.
I was gonna bring this up in G.A.S, but we've got a pretty big discussion in G.A.S, so I think we'll be okay. Woke up the other morning, or the morning after the last show. First thing I seen, the awesome people at Rode introduce the Rodecaster Pro 2. And holy crap, my HARD. Supposedly it's just got like better processors, better internal effects. It's a little slimmer.
More lights.
You know, a little more lit up.
You can add more.
You can add more to the pads. I think there's like robot voice effects now. I don't know how deep it goes. And I think there's some pitch shifting too.
Dude, we could robot voice one episode.
Or just like a segment or something. I don't know if anybody would want to listen to it all episode, but we'd do it for a segment.
Oh, it'd be so
It'd be funny.
Oh, it'd be funny.
Or do like their own little show.
Right.
And put it in the feed, you know.
Josh's little
Josh's little moment. Or whatever. That's my dumb robot voice. But Rodecaster Pro 2, guys. If you guys are a streamer, content creator, podcaster, and even with this Rodecaster Pro, if you're a musician, which blows me away because this first Rodecaster was just for podcasting and just like vocal audio. But now they're doing, like, it's such an advanced deal. They're putting like a quad-core processor in the Rodecaster Pro 2. It can handle music.
Oh wow!
Now, which blows my mind. All the cloud lifters, like you don't need a lifter for your mics anymore because of the power that it has. So it's just streamlining the whole process. It's at $6.99. Doesn't come out for like another 2 weeks. But boy, is it worth it.
And on the go. I mean, even just this one that's
the thing.
Record
Like,
out of.
that's the thing. If you have the one like I have, it doesn't make this one bad.
No.
This one all of a sudden just doesn't suck. You know, this one all of a sudden just isn't. You know, it's not bad.
But it's like having this one. We would always say, "What if you could do this? What if it had this?"
I think if I can hit to the right spot when one of them when they drop, I might try to scoop one.
And we'll just be staring at it like, there's so many lights.
Yeah, there's
so
so
pretty.
many more lights.
It's so pretty.
It's so better. But what I'm thinking of it is just I do know that this is getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
I bought it and it was long in the tooth. Next year or so, everything's just going to keep going and going and going and going.
Especially the way podcasting's going right now. It's unreal.
It's unreal. And I also think it's a good level up.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to upgrade, but I want to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, what was the first one we had?
I had the Zoom H8.
Okay, yeah.
The little Zoom spider thing, and it was great, and it did the job. But
as soon as this thing popped up, it's like, whoa.
As soon as you hear it out of here and you get
Crispy.
all the internal effects just right, and you hear your voice, you're like, damn.
Especially, like, my Jim's Metal Minute intro is one of my recordings, and we tripled my voice right on this
It's
thing.
a recording off of his phone.
Off my phone, yeah.
And then we triple tracked his voice, overdubbed it on the fly on the Rodecaster.
In one take?
Yeah, each time.
Thank you.
But that's why it's so valuable of a piece of equipment. And
It's
if it can
awesome.
do music now,
Oh, man. Sky's the limit.
And then that just ups the game for what we're doing.
Especially if we can start incorporating more fart pedal stuff.
That means we don't have to mic anything. We could direct inject off the back of the head, or out of the MX5.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Any signal chain we have, we can keep it all quiet and keep it all nice and tidy, because it will sound good out of the new Rodecaster.
Wow.
It just makes sense, guys. This Rodecaster Pro 2, I've been waiting for them to do this. It's a little smaller. Basically what they're saying is if you cut the first fader off, about that size.
It's still 4 mic.
Yeah, still 4 mics. Still basically the same setup.
Just
check it out on anywhere you can get it. Sweetwater, whatever. Google. Same thing. It's just now some of the bottom parts of the knobs are lit up too. Nice piece of equipment.
it looks good.
When this thing drops, we're looking good here and we're sounding good. And I think there's a few more editing functions too, as far as for your voice. So it's gonna be probably a Z-Sounds payment for your boy.
I hear you. Yeah.
If you guys are out there doing the Z-Sounds payments, holler at your boy, because we're here at Guitar Parts Podcast just for you. But man, the Rodecaster Pro $699, it's a little pricey.
Yeah,
but you're buying a hub for your podcast.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You're buying the thing you need the most.
And
a good way to record.
This thing's pushing what, 8 months?
Yeah, almost a year.
About almost a year, and as long as you keep that little cover on it.
Yeah.
Comes with a little cover.
You definitely need to get the dust cover.
Yes.
For it, because it just keeps. As you can tell in our video, I don't have the dust can out. It's a prop now, but dust off Donnie. Yeah, just keep it dust free. That's all. Rodecaster Pro 2, y'all. Be a hell of a machine. And if you want to start a podcast, hit me up. I'll help you out. I'll tell you what to do or what I've done, and we'll get you going. Because everybody needs to do something. But moving along, Rodecaster Pro down the drain. Here's one that I seen. MusicRadar.com. Best guitar pedals for beginners, 2022. 9 great pedals for a versatile pedal board. So, MusicRadar.com rundown of their pedals for beginners. And they're honestly onto some stuff, which blows my mind. You guys are going to get a good kick out, especially if you guys are no. First pedal, Nux Steel Singer Drive. Dumble vibes on a budget. It's basically, I think there was a big deal between like Vertex, if it was a copy of a Vertex, and it's actually a copy of another pedal that's the Vertex. It's dumb. At this point, it's dumb. But it's funny.
This is for beginners.
Yeah, this is for beginners.
These beginners don't know what the hell a dumble is.
I know.
They have no idea what any of that is.
It's $49 on Amazon.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Well, okay, the beginner price, but there's going to be some stuff that's just going to...
Yeah, the Dumble's going to go over their head. What they need to know is it's just kind of a light drive.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 2. Boss BD2 Blues Driver.
Okay, we'll give him that one. That's smart.
That's a little bit more stinkier of an overdrive.
Yeah.
A little bit more gain there, I would believe. But if you turn the gain all the way down and the level up, that Blues Driver is a good perma-glow pedal. You just want to leave it on. It's got a vibe and a good tone to it. I've done that a lot. It's my early pedal board days. Early days.
What is the price on that one again? Does it say? Sorry.
No.
I forgot.
$113 on Amazon right now.
All right.
But I bet we could find it for cheaper.
Oh, of course.
Get on Reverb and I bet you can find it for $50.
You know what? I'm really surprised they didn't put the SD2 or the super overdrive.
Well, we'll see here once we keep going down. Third one, Electro Harmonix Neo Clone. It's a chorus pedal. Number 4. Proco Rat 2. Everybody needs a fuzz.
Everybody needs a fuzz. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, some
It's not
people
bad.
like it and some people don't.
If
You know, and it's fun by itself.
Yeah.
In that tone. I love it for that. I'm glad that you gave it to me.
Yeah.
I'll never get rid of it because you gave it to me.
I knew
You know,
I
like-
knew that I heard the tone. I was like, I know Josh can do something with this because it's more on that level. But it's like for me, everybody's like, this early '80s metal band used these, and I used it. I'm like, where?
Oh,
There's
where?
nothing. There's literally nothing for me to do. Good pedal though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Good pedal.
solid pedal for what it is, for sure. And if you're doing the rat thing, oh baby, it's
Yeah,
got
oh,
it.
yeah.
You know, it does that thing. But if you're trying to play what Jim likes to do,
I like
it doesn't.
a lot of distortion.
Didn't do it.
No.
JHS pedals 3 series delay comes in at number 5. These 3 series look very basic. Or those all white JHS pedals with just like 3 knobs on them.
I would love to see a beginner mess with a delay pedal.
But everybody needs to start somewhere.
Well, of course, but as you know, like whenever they start turning some of those knobs, are like, you know, it just delay pedals can get way out of here.
crazy.
And if people don't realize what they're doing, you know, because I've been there, we've all been there.
We've all been
with
there.
delay pedals, especially your
But
first delay pedal.
At least it's basic.
Base.
There's
yeah,
only 3 knobs and a
yeah.
little switch that switches the type, so at least it's just that.
You're right.
Here we go. This is a good one. This is underrated, and I might have to go scoop one of these just to have it because I love this. Boss TR2 Tremolo. Nothing wrong with a good tremolo.
I still don't have. I need to get me one.
Reasons to buy. Here's what Music Radar says. Versatile, easy to use, virtually bomb-proof. It goes right along with our theory.
We always said it.
There's going to be cockroaches, boss pedals, Telecasters, Willie Nelson, and Keith Richards.
And Ozzy Osbourne. He's gonna be there.
The cockroaches will be playing the Telecasters and boss pedals.
Yep. They ain't
I'm
going
telling
nowhere.
you. 7 Electro Harmonix Nano Big Muff.
We got to.
Fuzz pedal.
Didn't you have a
Mm-hmm.
one time?
It's good. They're good. You would probably get along with it more than the Rat.
I think
'Cause
I would
it
go
is-
with a metal muff.
It's more fuzzy.
more
than
fuzzy.
distortion.
Yeah. I think that's what I was
so
hoping for.
you can use it as more like that fuzz vibe instead of getting that distortion feel and kind of ruining your palette, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Because I think that's the deal. Is the Pro didn't have as much fuzz as I was hoping for. Because a lot more fuzz is still just as good as heavy distortion. So
Here we go. Number 8, TC Electronics. Sky Surfer Reverb. Definitely need a reverb
yeah,
somewhere. I'm a fan of amp reverb.
me too.
Yeah, I'm lame.
But
because I don't want to waste a spot on my pedal board for freaking reverb pedal.
especially how often are
I'm stingy, and I don't want to do it.
well, it's like how often are you going to use your reverb? The only
I
thing
would leave it on the whole damn time if it was on my amp.
Yeah, you're right. You don't have one.
I don't have it in my Marshall.
Yeah.
No, but that's, if anything, I'd like the slapback delay. I miss my JHS Milkman because of that. The slapback delay would give it that wet reverby tone. But these TC Electronics Sky Surfer Reverb looks pretty cool. It's one of the cheaper bodied boxes, it looks like.
What's blowing my mind is this is for beginners, people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with what they're picking. It's just if I was a beginner, I was thinking the DS1s and the OD2s and you know what I mean, like the bottom of the barrel pedal boards. Some of these are pretty advanced for somebody that has no idea
It is a good way to start, though.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong.
They're advanced, but they're not anything crazy.
No, I'm not saying like hard, but like if no, they're not gonna know what a trim one is. They're not gonna know.
No, but I'm thinking it's also too. There is a spot when you are a beginner and you kind of know.
Well, yeah.
You know, and I think that's what they're talking about. They're when you're at that point and you're like, okay,
I like this noise.
I want this. I know what it is. What the heck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it's a tremolo. Where do I start?
Oh, of course.
I think that's where we're at in the beginning process. A more advanced beginner.
Yeah. That's what I was
little seasoned beginner.
Yeah. Because because the pedals I had in my mind, nothing.
Except for the bosses.
The bosses, yeah, of course.
The boss and the simple fuzzes.
I was thinking a TS9 would be a good beginner pedal.
But those are kind of expensive.
They are now, yes, they are.
Now they are.
Well, you can get the Mini.
You can.
The Mini was $79. Now it's, I think, $99.
I think this was a decent list.
No, it's not a bad list. It's just I was thinking.
If you really look at it, if you look at it, besides the noise suppressor, it's basically what we picked last week.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty darn close. We didn't really pick each individuals. We just picked what they were.
I mean, if we would have went hard and not had just 6, oh boy, we would have been
Vernon.
Vernon.
That might be something I do for Christmas for myself, is do the bigger 24 by 24 pedal board. 24 by 20 inch, you know, the 2 foot by 2 foot board. Make a Vernon Reid style big boy.
Oh yeah, big old boy. Vernon Reid. Shout out to the man.
That dude's
Vernon
rig
Reid's
rundown.
So good.
His board is as big as this table.
And then there's more, because his other board is just as big as this table. He's got 2 of them, and then plus it's got the synth keys and all the stuff.
And then the mini
just
board in between them.
Unreal. Vernon is a beast, people. If you don't know who Vernon is, Vernon Reid, you need to go check him out right now.
Living
He is
color.
a monster.
If you don't know that, it's
Cult of Person.
CM Punk.
Yeah, Cult of Personality.
Yeah.
Man. One of the greatest songs ever.
Especially for the time.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Just the vibe of that. Then you can hear that. When I hear that, like, it takes me there.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a good vibe.
Wasn't it on Guitar Hero?
I think
it was on Guitar
I
Hero.
never got to play that game.
Missed out.
I did.
You missed out, but also you're good, because anybody else who's a guitar player that played Guitar Hero, did it ruin you playing guitar for a minute because you got so hooked on it?
I played it every once in a while.
Didn't you have rock? What was it that you had?
I had the Rocksmith thing.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And it was like real guitar, and it would get really advanced after a while.
Yeah.
And it'd start kicking your ass.
I ran into Josh on a Thanksgiving. We were both by ourselves buying what we could find, and I got to play it, and I was really impressed.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like, I would love to have it again.
Well, I was like, I'm getting this tomorrow, and I never got it. I never got it. It was a Black Friday, too. How stupid am I not to get it on Black Friday?
All right, guys. That was a little bit of a rundown. We got a main event for some news. Let me get some water for this one, because this one won't be a deep one, boys.
Hurts me. It hurts because I love both of these.
Yeah. Dean, guilty. Trademark infringement and counterfeiting in the Gibson Flying B case. Gibson retains its U.S. trademarks for the Flying B body shape, the Explorer body shape, the ES body shape, and the SG body shape. Juries found that Dean is guilty of both trademark infringement and counterfeiting in the Gibson body shapes, an apparent win for Gibson in the two companies' legal battle. The ruling, filed on May 27th, comes at an end of a 2-week-long trial that saw hundreds of pieces of evidence admitted and several notable witnesses either take the stand or contribute via deposition. Jury found that Dean infringed on Gibson's body shape trademarks for the V, Explorer, and SG, as well as separate trademarks for the Dove Wing headstock and the Hummingbird acoustic guitar. Dean was not found to infringe on the Gibson's standalone trademark for the Flying V. The jury also found that Dean marketed counterfeits of the Flying V, Explorer, and SG body shapes in the Gibson Hummingbird. It is not guilty of marketing a counterfeit of the Dove Wing headstock shape. While these rulings are a victory for Gibson, the jury did find that Gibson delayed in asserting its trademark right for the Flying V and Explorer body shapes and the Dove Wing headstock shape. And in all of these cases, this was ruled to have a caused undue prejudice to both Dean and investment partner Concordia. Importantly, it was ruled that Gibson owes $4,000 in counterfeiting statutory damages per counterfeit trademark per type of goods sold or offered for sale. Let's do this one more time. Importantly, it was ruled that Gibson is owed $4,000 in counterfeiting statutory damages per counterfeit trademark per type of goods sold or offered for sale. You get where I'm going with that?
So the $4,000 that I sent to him turns out to be probably $40 million.
There's no telling.
It could be well into the millions.
If you want to go 4,000 times what SG, Explorer, Dove, and the V, I mean, still 8 times. I mean 4 times. Still,
Which
that's not that much.
Their SD is a Gran Torino, which I haven't seen a lot of those for sale.
I think they're probably talking about the Little Too Late thing from that lawsuit era way back in the day. You know what I mean? The 80s when it was crazy again. So let's keep rolling. None of Gibson's trademarks were found to be generic enough to warrant cancellation. And so the U.S. at least Gibson retains trademarks for the V, the Explorer, the E.S., and the S.G. Gibson released a press statement regarding the ruling expressing satisfaction with the result. The court's decision by jury today to uphold Gibson's long-established and well-recognized trademarks for Gibson's innovative and iconic guitar shapes is a win for Gibson and the music community at large. The court found that Gibson trademarks are valid, the Gibson shapes are not generic, and that the defendants were guilty of both infringement and counterfeiting. Gibson is very pleased with the outcome after years of simply trying to protect their brand and businesses through well-recognized intellectual property rights. Rights that have been Gibson's for decades. I get it. But man.
But
kind of like...
Here's the big question.
I don't know.
Here's the big question. Is Dean going to have to halt the production and sale of said infringed guitar shapes? That's the thing I want to know. Because that would... Dean's still going to float because of the ML, but if Dean gets hit with the dime stuff, like, holy hell, man.
The CEO of Armadillo, Dean's parent company, Evan Rubinson, said in a statement, "We are thrilled that a Texas jury has vindicated Armadillo in the ruling for Armadillo on its defense to Gibson trademark claims on our Dean V guitar, Dean Z guitar, and Evo headstock. The jury found that Armadillo is not liable to Gibson for our long use of those guitars and the headstock. The jury issued a judgment in the amount of $4,000, a mere fraction of the $7 million plus originally sought by Gibson." So is that just for one?
Exactly. It's like, I don't understand.
See what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a little here's the last line. This is a developing story.
So
that's all you need to know, guys.
There's
It's still developing.
There's going to be counter lawsuits, and
there's so much more we're going to have to dive into this. But
could you imagine
if Dean only gets off with this for having to pay $4,000
and they can still produce, right?
Holy crap!
And then Dean can still produce the SGs and all that stuff.
They can still make their own Vs.
Vs, yeah. But could you imagine if they were told to halt, and they cannot make those shapes anymore? It just
surprises me that Gibson hasn't just bought them up and put them on the shelf.
Right?
Because how big Gibson is, you know.
Yeah. Well, especially how valuable those 80s and late 70s Dean guitars are. Just amazing guitars. for a fraction of the price from what you'd get for, having to buy a vintage Gibson.
Mm-hmm. But guys, that's just the news.
We got one more.
What do you got, Jim?
It hurts my heart to say it. We talked about this a long time ago. Vinnie Paul's house.
Oh, yes.
In Dallas was demolished. Which I didn't really. I read the headline. I started reading into it, and then I kind of got brokenhearted, and I just kind of clicked off. I'm sure there was probably some structural stuff there, but I went straight to the comment section because where else am I going to go?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, this is an eyesore, blah blah blah. Look at this ugly thing. The property value just went up for people around them." It's like, no, M Shadow should have bought that damn house. Could have made it into a museum. That's what it should have been. It should have been a shrine and museum for metal, and now it's gone. Just, it's a heartbreaker, man.
It is. It was a Metal Graceland, so to speak.
Of course,
I'm sure there's other versions of Metal Graceland, but it could have been one of them.
I mean, Vinny and Dime's houses are the Metal Graceland. You know what I mean? You'll never get to tour. Well, now you can't tour Vinny's. They were talking about making it something you could, Airbnb, and it's just crazy how we talked about it and like how excited we were that something could happen, and now here we are and it's gone. But who knows, maybe they'll put something there, but what a sad day.
Very. But guys, let's keep it rolling. We're almost to an hour here in the Guitar Pirates Podcast. Thank you for inviting us into your earlobes and your eyeballs here on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. As always, this show is brought to you by Beard Grooming. Head over to greenbeardgrooming.com. Guys, this beard plants trees. And no, I'm not talking about the one on my face. I'm talking about the one on the face of Mr. Ryan Trump, the man behind Beard Grooming. Guys, pick up a brush, a sapling bristle comb, a boar bristle brush, large, small, medium, large, and extra large sequoia beard rakes. Guys, there's oil, mustache balms if you're wanting to train your mustache. Head over to greenbeardgrooming.com. Tell them the Pirates sent you. Some of the best comb and beard hardware products. Let me rephrase that. Beard hardware products. That boar bristle brush is a game changer.
Yes.
I don't care what you got. If you got any kind of stray problem with beard hairs, got a little beard, big beard, whatever, you got strays, get that boar bristle brush. Tame the strays. The thing is practically plucked out of He-Man's loins. It is worth it. Get a hold of it. greenbeardgrooming.com, y'all.
And it makes your beard really smooth.
Yes.
Real smooth.
Yes. Guys, I got one thing. New release from TC. And we got to talk about it a little bit because we're going to jump right in a little bit. G.A.S.
It's that time of year.
It's that time of year, y'all.
Once stuff starts getting paid down on some of our stuff, that's whenever it's like, all right, I can really start looking again.
We've seen the TC Plethora X5, but now the Plethora X3 has been unveiled.
We knew it was going to happen.
It's happening, but
they're going to be like Apple, man. You get your X3, and they're like, well, X4's coming.
X2. The X2 would be cool.
Yeah.
But the X3 is pretty sweet, too. So, because the 5 was just almost too much.
Right.
This seems right. You should do a lot of modulation effects, your wet effects. I don't believe there's any drive in here.
Oof.
Which, honestly, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
In a weird way, I'm okay with that.
I would
I'd like the wet being in the box by itself.
Yeah. I hear you. It's just weird.
I get it. I understand totally.
I wouldn't. Is it weird that I wouldn't probably use a drive? I would still use my own drive, but it's the fact that I would want it in the pedal. Is that a weird thing?
The range of effects on the Plethora X3 are a little more focused than your average multi-effects pedal, and this is because the X3 gives you the exact algorithms from 15 of TC's electronic tone print pedals. If you've heard of their tone print, you basically can hold up your phone to your pickups in the bridge position. Your amp will make a crazy DSL phone internet noise, and your pedal changes.
That's so cool.
It's crazy. Nuts. And that's how you can utilize and change the tone prints on this thing. There aren't generic drive effects on board, but what you'll find is a selection of high-quality delay, reverb, modulation, phase, and pitch shifting effects. And these can be fine-tuned throughout the tone print app through Bluetooth, where you can also download artist signature tones and more. Through the mash function, each foot switch operates as a convenient expression pedal, further saving you space. Here's the full list of effects included on X3. Here we go.
Whoa.
16. Helix Phaser, Vicious Vibe, Tape Deck Looper, Hall of Fame 2 Reverb, Flashback 2 Delay, Sub Up and Octaver, Brainwaves Pitch Shifter, Corona Chorus, Hypergravity Compressor, Mimic Doubler, Vortex Flanger, Pipeline Tap Tremolo, Quintessence Harmony, Sentry Noise Gate, Shaker Vibrato, Alter Ego Vintage Echo. Plethora X3 also includes of handy utilities, an onboard tuner, speaker simulator for going direct, and most notably a looper based on TC's Ditto Looper pedal. Plethora X3 is it says $309 in the thing, but it's $349 at Sweetwater right now. What do you think initially?
Well, initially, I'm like, sounds cool, but whenever you start rambling off 16 of those, I'm like, ooh, you hit the pitch shifters, because I love my Digitech. Don't get me wrong, but I like all different types of pitch shift. Especially
you like pitch shifters like I like fuzz pedals.
Yeah, pitch shifters are so fun.
Just get them all.
Yeah, because like there's something I would like to get, you know, because I have two different rigs. I have one for one amp, it sounds good, and then one for another amp. And I would like a pitch shifter just hit a pedal, without having to, you know, use my poor little ankles. I want to be lazy. I just want to hit a button and it's shifted for me right then and there.
This X3 though,
$349 is not bad.
It's not bad, and the Andertons guys did a video on it, and it's very intuitive and easy to change.
See, there's
not like you have to go in and out and in and out. There's a toggle switch to go from play to edit.
See, that's right up my alley.
TC has got it to where it's simple.
Damn it.
That's what I said too. Because I was okay. I was doing fine. I was putting together a fun board for myself, a little something new, and then I seen that.
I'm thinking in my head, what do I have to get rid of?
Because I was telling him, I said, man, there's all the wet stuff that I could want.
Right?
Slapback delay, tremolo, and a looper.
Yeah.
All that in that one little box. And I know if it's TC, so I know the slapback delay is good. And then I know the tremolo's got to be better than average.
The looper gets me.
The looper is going to be one of the best in the world.
Which, as we talked about last week, I need a looper. I need a proper looper.
The Ditto looper. You need the nice little Ditto looper.
The same looper he told me for almost a whole year.
The first time.
Yeah, get this one. Get this one.
This is the one.
Hey, I got a looper. What'd you get? Did you get the one I told? I got the Boss.
I got this other one. It's still great.
It's still good, but it doesn't work with distortion.
But then a month later, it's not doing what I want.
It's not.
Should have got the run I told you.
Yeah, I should have.
No, but this though.
You get me excited. See this?
This is exciting.
Because I always go towards guitars because I have my sound done. Mm-hmm. But it's like now I need to start shaking things up.
I am like I said earlier, I am liking this because it's just wet and modulation effects.
Yeah.
I like that. There's only 16 effects. Yes, there's tone prints and stuff you can get.
Of course.
But there's not really much option paralysis there.
It's
like when you go through a big multi-effects pedal.
Yeah.
There's just so much there, and you're just like
trying to figure out.
This sounds great. This sounds great. This sounds great, or this sounds poop. Like you've got it. You can pretty much wrap your head around it.
Which is easier.
It's a lot easier to mess with something like that. I'd be interested to see some of the artists' tone prints.
Right? Yeah.
Who's doing what with what? They got something going on. I texted Tim and I told him, man, they're changing the game again. And I know it's been out with the X5. I know. But you kind of just seen that as its own thing. This could be added.
Right.
Like a poor man's Helix Stomp.
Right, yeah.
But Helix Stomp does so much more. Oh my Jesus.
The Helixes,
those are
running. They're running.
I would like to have one of those ultimately on a big 24x24 board and just use the Helix for the freaking wet stuff.
And what is it? I think the
They're
Helix
like $649.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were $599, so yeah, $649.
But this right here
$349
does the wet. I mean,
price.
yeah, and the looper involved too.
See, the looper gets me excited.
So
I wonder how it interacts with other pedals too.
That's the big question.
Would that be one that you'd want? Well, with the looper and all that, it's like you wouldn't want to run that through your loops.
No, you'd have to run that front amp.
Front end, yeah.
You'd probably would have to run it front end.
But it's built to run.
It looks like there's probably an effects loop in the pedal too.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I was about to say. I wonder if it's got the 4-chord method, because those are awesome. So you can run your wet through the back of your amp and everything else pushing the front.
I wish it would show me more pictures of it, but it just doesn't show me the back.
I was wondering about the diameter too.
Let's just do this.
How many inches across that bad boy is?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm stacked for room. But if you had that slidable pedal board, you could make more room.
You could make more room.
I'm still thinking about it. I seen him. They finally released them on Z-Sounds. I'm like, ooh boy.
Height, 2.2 inches.
All right.
7 inches wide.
Woo.
4.6 inches depth.
It's not that bad.
It's
a
basically
big
like
boy.
the size
It's
of the
a
Strymon.
I was about to say, yeah.
But that's not bad.
No.
9 volts at 600 milliamps. You can run it off 5 if you need to. But still, it says 127 custom presets, 75 tone prints,
Jeez.
9 cab simulations, and then you have your Helix, your effects types. Wow.
All right.
That's pretty wild.
Some buck.
That's pretty wild. I mean,
I've been gassy for stuff, but I'm like,
it has the mash switching, so that's where you get the pitch shifter with it. It's not the greatest pitch shifter, but you can still mash the pedal and it do some crazy funky shit.
well, this one sounds amazing out of the Marshall. It's not that it doesn't sound good out of the Bandit. The Bandit's just a whole different frequency. So I would like to have. That's why I want a just stomp pitch shifter.
And I think that the 5 is great too, but like this 3 just has the smaller. It's a little more compact. It does its thing.
It's dummy proof.
Yeah.
So somebody like me could do it. Anybody could do it.
And for me too, it could literally take care of like 3 pedals off that board. And it might give me just a little bit more room.
Yeah.
Because I could take care of a tremolo off my board, a tuner, and a looper. And then that big delay can go too, because the delay would be in the... Oof. We can go on and on about this one.
It's getting me excited.
It is. It's very exciting. But guys, that's it, man. That's all for our Gear Acquisition Syndrome. Guitar Parts Podcast, episode 61. Holy cow, if you've been here since the beginning, hit us up on the Facebook and Instagram and tell us what you like and don't like about the show, because we're doing this for y'all every week. Your Facial Hair Support Club show. But, as always, let's save some dollars here. Go to meanbeard.com. Yes, meanbeard.com, meanbeardco.com. The one-stop shop for your Mean Beard facial hair force products. The whip, the oil, mustache balms, you name it, they've got it. Wonderful scents, and honestly, the X Factor, the Michael Anthony of the whole thing, the freaking whip.
So good.
So good. Get you about a dime-sized portion of the whip, about 5 or 6 drops of that nice beard oil. You rub it around in your hands and you get it all up on your face. But you're going to smell sexy all day long.
Then you can really tame your beard.
You will be batting the gray hairs off you all day long. And I'm not talking about the ones on your face. I'm talking about the ladies. But y'all, meanbeardco.com. Big, small, one and all. Proven by science, backed by champions. It's not the beard, y'all. It's the attitude. Mean Beard. Use promo code GPP15 at checkout to save yourself some dollars. Or hit Joe Loving up on Instagram or Facebook and tell him how much you love what the hell they're doing.
The Beard Father.
The Beard Father. Guitar Parts Podcast Class of 2022 Beard Hall of Fame inductee. But y'all, that's it. A little bit of Mean Beard. But our Mean Beard of the Week. Let's jump into our Mean Beard of the Week. Lesser known comics artist and Deathwish, the man behind the comic Deathwish. You can see an awesome interview with him on my other podcast, Epic Nerd Time. You can find that on YouTube as well. The man, Kieran Quinn. Brooklyn-based artist, comic book illustrator, inker, whatever you want to do. Keeps traditional ways alive using pencil, ink, and traditional watercolor.
Which is an art that doesn't need to be lost.
So rad, so traditional. He showed me some stuff over Zoom, and I'm just blown away. Check out Lesser Known Comics and their Kickstarter batch number 4, and you can pick up a copy of Deathwish today. Mean Beard of the Week, episode 61, Kieran Quinn.
Wasn't a shameful plug. Plug-in.
It wasn't a shameful plug at all. Well, it isn't, because we are all under Scallywags Podcast Network banner.
Yes.
Building a network, wonderful podcast just for you. If you have an idea about another podcast we could put under the network banner, let me know. Let's jump in to our main event. We're at about a minute 13. Or a minute 13, an hour and 13, excuse me.
I was like,
I can read that and it, excuse me. Sorry.
Where have we been?
Running hard, guys. We're at 12:30 a.m. Been a day. About an hour, almost an hour and 15 into this sucker. Namm 2022, June 3rd through June 5th. Holy Moses. Before we get into this, predictions. Jim, what do you want to see?
I would like... I want somebody to do some exotic colors.
Gotcha.
I've more purple. Give us some more purple. I want some sparkly purple. And I know a lot of like PV start hammering out some more amps, please.
Yeah,
I know
leave the guitars alone. Just go back to the electronics.
Please. Like
Right?
That's the PV amps are amazing. And there's nothing wrong with the new PV Bandit. I've read a lot of great, I've read a lot of good, but come on. Go back to the old circuitry, please. But it's never going to happen. But who was it that bought damn it. Digitech. Do you remember? It always slips my mind.
Samsung?
Not Samsung. No.
I can't remember.
Anyway, Digitech. Jump on board with these big boys. Do a touchscreen. It's your turn. Everybody else is
Boss has one. Zoom has one. MX Headrush has one.
Line 6
has one. Roadcaster's touchscreen.
Dude, Digitech.
Boss will have one before they do.
Oh, of course.
Was it Korg? Roll it. Let's keep going.
We'll fact check. But Digitech ran the game in the 90s, early 2000s. Like, that's the pedal you wanted. It was either that or Boss, of course. Boss always...
Cortec, the maker of Cort electric guitars.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So Digitech, jump on board, do a touchscreen, because still, the best distortion of any modulation pedal I've ever found is in my Digitech. I've got an old RP90. I've had that RP90 since 2006. The best distortion I've ever had for me is in that pedal. And I just want a new... I bought one of the newer ones a couple years ago, and I just gave it away to somebody because I wasn't hot on it. It didn't sound as good. It had stuff that you could make a pedal chain, but it was for short-term crap.
I think I've kind of been answered a little bit with this TC pedal.
Yeah.
A poor man's Helix is always a good thing to put out, because I've been debating a Helix kind of thing.
We both were for a long time there.
Well, like I said, I would like to have some sort of processor, because the times have changed and those things are getting really good.
Yeah.
I would like to have something like that just does my wet stuff, modulation style
Which is
effects.
smart.
And then I want to keep my drives and fuzzes analog-y,
Of course.
so you can mix and match the two and run the two together. And I really think that Plethora X3 is hitting a lot of marks.
Oh, man.
That's pretty crazy. I would like to see... Well, what I have seen is that pink Mariposa,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool. You're right about the Sparkle. I would love to see somebody take a hold of Sparkle and run with it,
Yeah.
like Dano did for a little while. They were like, we can do metallic flake.
Dano's
And
Sparkle.
I'm not talking like Sparkle. I'm talking Bass Boat Sparkle.
Like, Dano's Sparkle is the king,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Dano's
The king.
Sparkles are
So good.
they're wonderful.
Well, I think it was... What was that guitar Tony had?
Godine Radiator.
Godine, that
was
thing-
it wasn't a Sparkle. It was more of a mother of toilet seat.
Okay. Mother toilet seat.
Mark Agnesi thing.
We're
But
creating phrases on Guitar Pirates.
that's a Mark Agnesi thing from Guitar of the Day back.
Okay.
He called the white like pearlescent thing. He called it mother of toilet seat.
Well, that sucks.
That's okay. We keep things
We
alive.
would have swooped that.
We keep things alive here on Guitar Pirates Podcast.
You know what else I'd like? I know it's too early. They're not going to unveil a new dime company. It's too early.
Never know. But the big news on the front of this year's NAMM is that 2022 will go ahead without the three biggest players in the electric guitar world. Fender, which includes Squier, Gretsch, and Charvel. Gibson, including Epiphone, Kramer, and Mesa Boogie. And PRS have all declined to exhibit this year. This doesn't mean that these brands aren't taking advantage of the NAMM season and they're not putting out stuff. They're just not exhibiting this year's NAMM. Still plenty of massive names, including Martin, Ibanez, Yamaha, Taylor, Rickenbacker, Seymour Duncan, Walrus Audio, Ernie Ball, and more.
It's just bullshit.
Some of the biggest releases they have here, and this is just what they have here now, there's no telling. Next week's going to be even crazier.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
You know what I mean? Next week's going to be nuts. So, Old Blood, Noise Endeavors, Church's Screen Violence. A shoegazy stereo boost and reverb.
Packaging alone, it looks so good.
It's crazy.
I love how that pedal just looks. But
Old Blood Noise Endeavors has launched a new collaboration with Scottish band. It's spelled CHVRCHES, but I'm guessing it's Churches. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have to look that one up.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's new to me. Whatever. But Old Blood Noise Endeavors. This is the first I've ever heard of these guys. Screen Violence. The two-sided unit is both a reverb and gritty boost and overdrive. It's cool. It's different looking. It's cool, but it's different.
I like the packaging. I like what they're putting out, but it's like, what?
I think we talked. Yeah, it is.
What are they putting out?
Old Blood Noise Endeavors. What a name.
That doesn't sound like a Jim's Metal Minute.
That's a steam packet. I don't know what it is.
Steam Packet, #1 band of all time.
Ooh, I think we gassed out on these a while back. Limited edition Gretsch Sparkle Jets. Remember those $3,000 beautiful sparkly Gretches on Sweetwater?
Oh, yeah, boy.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, boy.
Here. Gretsch might be answering the call to the sparkle.
Well, I forgot about, thank you. Okay, Dano and Gretsch are running the game on that. Because some of those Danos, or those Gretches were...
Yeah, they're going. Yeah.
So good.
Oof. Yeah, for sure.
Even those Squires, the Sparkle.
Some of those, yeah.
Some of those Sparkles were good.
We talked about this earlier, the Plethora X3 from TC. That's enough said there. Taylor 700 Series Alcoa Acoustics. Blackstar St. James Amplifiers.
Ooh.
Lightweight tube amps. Launched a new range of valve amplifiers. The St. James range. The amplifier leverages some interesting technology to stay light, provides some of the convenient quality of life features found in solid-state and digital modeling amps. The range includes 1x12 combos, 2 heads, and two 2x12 cabs. All of the amplifiers output a maximum of 50 watts, with the 2x12 cabinets rated for a maximum of 140 watts. 6 products, you can split the range into EL34 loaded and 6L6 loaded amps, finished in fawn Tolex and black Tolex respectively. The two styles of amplifiers are designed around their respective power tubes. Both have a similarly voiced clean channel, which is modeled on US style clean sounds with a high headroom. On channel 2, however, the two diverge, with the EL34 amplifier having more raucous, old school British amplifier voice. The 6L6 is voiced for more punchy, yet still ultimately British sounding distortion, with a voice that tightens the low end for a more modern metal chugging. Taking the place of the voice switch on the EL34 amplifier is a 10 dB boost. Okay, so they're putting out a metal amp and they're putting out a blues amp.
Nice.
They'll just take both of them and put them in one chain and then turn them up at the same time. You have like the ultimate amp.
Yeah. I wonder.
They look really good.
I wonder how it differentiates, because Blackstar has the HT, HT1, HT5, which that is set up for 100% metal, but it has a 10 dB boost on this one, which that would be fun.
Amps and cabs all use candlenut wood for a much lighter tonal weight, along with Blackstar's lightweight power transformers. Save on additional weight, Blackstar worked with Celestion to develop a new Zephyr speaker. It is voiced after the classic Celestion Vintage 30, but weighs a fraction of the normal V30. Speaker also doesn't take the weight-saving route as we've seen before, like Fender's Tone Masters, which use neodymium magnets. The Zephyr uses traditional ferrite magnets. Amplifier heads list for 999 pounds, combos for 1099 pounds, speaker cabinets for $499. So I'm guessing what, like
1,200?
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that.
So they're using a lighter V30.
Yeah, their own Zephyr is what they're calling it. Pretty cool.
I have to listen to this one. I gotta hear that chuggy.
There's the Black Star in the black, the Tolex.
I do like black.
There's the Fawn.
Oh damn! I was about to say Black Tolex looks so good, but that one looks so good.
But man, there's something about this new school, like, I guess it's new school, but these vertical upright 212 cabinets. Oof. They look so good. Because your amp's not super huge anymore, but you still get the half stack feel.
Right? Yeah,
You still get the vibe of it, but it's not like massive. So you don't have to have a world beater behind you, but you can still have this nice amp that still gives you this vibe, you know. That whole Ferrari thing like we talked about last week, you don't want to drive a Ferrari in a 35 all day long.
Yeah.
You know. So I think these vertical 212 cabs got it going on. They'd be sexy.
And the lightweight.
So, Black Star St. James look really cool. Ernie Ball Music Man, Jason Richardson, Artist Series Cutlass, 2 Notes Revolt preamp pedals, and this one, Rev, Sean Tubbs Tilt Overdrive. Jump into the Sean Tubbs for a second. Rev Amps introduces its first signature series pedal, the vintage sounding Sean Tubbs Tilt Overdrive. Compact dual pedal aims to add versatility and clarity to your playing, emulating a vintage 2-amp tone. Rev Amps has unveiled its first pedal made alongside an artist created with acclaimed YouTuber and session guitarist Sean Tubbs. Rev Tilt is also the first dual-sided effect pedal to be debuted by the Canadian company. Designed to capture the vintage sound of Tubbs, has become most known and associated with. Most widely renowned for his work as a session player across the Nashville and Los Angeles music scene, Sean Tubbs has spent over 3 decades crafting what has now become recognized as his signature sound. Now, after working with plenty of Grammy Award-winning artists throughout his discography, this latest collaboration with Rev Amp seeks to capture the warm tones of a vintage amp in a pedal format. I know that we were talking a little bit about Rev Amps at one time, right?
Oh yeah, because I've had that on my gas a couple times, and I finally got to play a Rev Amp, which was awesome.
Rev Sean Tubbs Tilt Overdrive is $269. But it's dual-sided drive. So anytime you get a dual-sided drive, you got to think of it as 2 pedals in one. To me.
Yeah, 269 is not bad.
It's not bad.
For what you get.
It's really not bad, especially if it's a really nice boutique-y, handmade kind of thing.
And Rev is primo.
They are.
They are really, really nice.
But that's just a little bit of what's going on in NAMM 2022.
That means
all of that without Fender, without PRS, without Gibson.
And all their sub companies.
Yeah, there was a little bit of Gretsch in there, but we'd already seen those.
But think about what they're going to release online, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
think about it. After the holiday, strap on.
Oh, man.
Settle in. It's going to get crazy.
Please, somebody come out with a beautiful purple sparkly guitar.
Or a really cool purple sparkly pedal.
Yeah, anything. Oh, what was it? What was it that was purple we just looked at? I think it was the Kirk Hammett.
Yeah. That Kirk Hammett wah-wah pedal.
The Kirk Hammett wah-wah
Yeah.
pedal.
That Leo Morcioni one, too.
The Crown Royal looking one.
Yeah. The
King or
Mardi Gras
one.
Yeah,
that one was nice though.
That was cool. Both of those are cool. I hope they make mini versions. Here's what I'm gonna say right now. What I really want, and I think I'm standing for everybody. I want a Dunlop mini Roto vibe.
Oh yeah.
The red and chrome mini Roto vibe pedal. I want the mini version like the wah-wah pedal. If you can make the wah-wah pedal that size, make a mini Roto vibe. And you'd have me at hello, because it's not a pitch shifter.
Well, yeah.
It's a univibe, that you can control it with, the sweep with the thing. It's not a pitch shifter, so make that little thing. If you can do that damn wah-wah pedal that size Dunlop, you can do it.
And I'm gonna jump right off what you're saying. Make a mini, for that matter, make a mini Digitech whammy pedal. Make a mini one.
Here's the thing.
You could do it.
And one thing I've noticed too. Behringer biphase and this new TC pedal. Milliamps on pedals are going up, guys. Still going at 9 volts. So I'm talking to all my power supplies, Truce Tone, Strymon, all you guys. Get a 9 volt selection that goes up to at least 600 to 700 milliamps. Because it would solve a lot of power supply problems. Some of these pedals are getting super powerful, but still in the 9 volt range. Let's do this, guys. We can do it. It can be done.
Of course.
It can be done. So I'm just saying, watch out, guys. Watch your milliamps, because it can be. You can get away with running 500 on like a 600 milliamp pedal.
Oh yeah.
We did it with that biphase. But I mean,
you don't get peak performance.
you don't get super peak for me. It's close enough.
Close.
But that's what I'm saying, guys. These pedal power supplies, we gotta advance. We gotta evolve. Pedals are getting bigger. A lot more balls in the 9 volt range. Obviously, because milliamps are going sky high.
Like those Wampler pedals. Holy hell. Those things
Output.
are probably there. I've never had another pedal that has that much output.
I want him on the show so bad just to pick his brain, because he's a freaking nerd. We'd probably bore him because we're not smart enough. He's awesome, though. I love him. I love listening to him.
It'll be a
ramble
dual
about
Greg Martin interview. We're both just staring at him like, I have no idea what you just said.
I vaguely know. I learned a lot about it in college, and that's all out of my head.
And I'd be sitting here, I'm like, don't ask me this question. And then I'm going to have Josh go, you have anything? Nope.
Guys, if there's anybody you want us to get on the show, hit us up. Let us know on the socials, Guitar Parts Podcast, Instagram, and Facebook. But guys, that's it.
Well, think about, though, on what he just said. Some of these people we'd have to pay.
Yeah, and I ain't paying anybody.
Unless we do a GoFundMe.
Maybe, but it just depends. But y'all, that's it. Episode 61, hour and a half. A few minutes longer than the past few. We're trying to keep them nice and tight and consistent.
Yeah.
If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here long enough, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. Because we're coming back again next week with episode 62. Until then, if you happen to learn anything on this show,
It was definitely by accident.
as always, guys, settle in, have a wonderful Memorial Day, and stay safe.
And I'm going to enjoy my vacation, baby.
Guys, hit up Jim on Instagram and bug him all week long. He needs that loving. But until next time, I've been your host, Josh Jones.
Been your co-host, Jim Steger.
Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Be safe.